Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Check out some of these players. Brilliant players that we've had over the years. But what's going to happen this summer? Transfer window opening next week. It's a big transfer window for Arsenal. Could we see somebody like this incoming? We could do it, I'll tell you. Let's take a look at all of today's rumours. So welcome along to Transfer Daily. I thought I'd kick the first one off down here at the Emirates Stadium. There's actually a concert taking place here tonight. The Killers are on stage. You know what? We need some killers in the team. That's what we need. But the Killers are on stage, I think, tonight and tomorrow. Sold out concert here. There's already some people milling around, queuing up to see the Killers tonight. But listen, this is going to be a busy transfer window for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta and Edu have already come out and said the team needs strengthening. And what do we want to see from them this summer? For me, excitement. I want to be excited. Remember a couple of years ago when Josh Kroenke said, be excited? I'm still not excited. Last year, I thought in the summer we made a lot of very sensible signings, and you have to give them credit. Most of those signings really did turn out to be very, very good. Guys like Tomiyasu, Aaron Ramsdale, Ben White, all made solid debuts to their careers at Arsenal. But this summer, we need some very good signings. We saw with the end of the season that we fell short because of a lack of quality in our squad, and that's what cost us probably getting into that top four. So this summer, and Mikel Arteta has said it, and Edu, is all about bringing in top quality into the side. Some killers, as they said, right? Now, before I get into one of the players that's been heavily linked with a move in, let's talk about somebody who looks like they're definitely leaving, and that's Alexandre Lacazette. Lacazette has been heavily linked with a move back to Lyon. Lyon, of course, is the club which he left to join Arsenal 5 years ago. I think £46.5 million at the time, a very expensive signing. And I don't know, thinking about Lacazette's time at Arsenal, he's just never really taken off. He's had moments, he's done well, the fans love him, they still love him. Could never ever fault him for effort, but his career never took off. I remember when he first came in, the manager then, Arsene Wenger, never really used to play him week in, week out. And you could see his frustration at not being used all the time. Under Emery, the same sort of thing. And then under Arteta, he's had a run, but again, never really that main guy. Didn't have a great season, really, when you think about it. A return of only 4 goals in the Premier League was pretty shocking for a striker. We know towards the end of the season, he didn't figure a lot. But has been a good servant to Arsenal. But now looks like he's definitely leaving. He's on huge wages at Arsenal, £175,000 a week is rumoured to be. And it looks like he's going to Lyon, willing to take a 50% pay cut. Of course, we know that his contract has expired at Arsenal, and he will be heading, by the looks of it, to join up with his old club, which is Lyon, which is, by the way, another team where they absolutely love him. And he was very successful there, scored loads and loads of goals. So looks like Alexandre Lacazette definitely leaving this summer. Eddie Nketiah, on the other hand, is set for a new contract. You've all heard the rumours over the past couple of weeks. There's been a lot of rumours that Arsenal are going to offer him a contract of £100,000 a week for him to stay at Arsenal. He finished off the season really well, scored 5 goals. Remember, up until then, he'd never really had a run in the team. Got a run in the team, scored goals. Another player available on a free contract. He can walk away for free. There are clubs interested in him like Palace, Brighton, various other clubs around Europe. But it does look like Eddie Nketiah will stay. Mikel Arteta very keen for him to stay in at the club as a striker. But who is coming in? When you think about it, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang left in January. We didn't replace him. Lacazette is definitely leaving. That's another striker that's out. Eddie will be in there. We all know in the Premier League, you need more than one striker. I mean, you could do with 3 strikers, really, in my opinion. But I guess nowadays you can get away with having a little less if you've got, you know, your wide players scoring goals as well. The player that's heavily linked with a move to Arsenal is Gabriel Jesus. Quality player, scored the other night for Brazil, a real regular for Brazil now in the Brazil national team. Had a good season last year for Manchester City, even though he didn't start week in, week out. If he comes to Arsenal, he will be that guy that will start week in, week out. He would be that number 9 replacement for Alexandre Lacazette. Now, to get the deal done, there's rumours around prices starting from ranging from around about 45 million all the way up to 65 million. The rumours are that Manchester City are looking for him. There's also other clubs interested in him, like Juventus, but there are strong rumours that it is Arsenal that is the favourites to get him. Of course, there's a Brazilian connection here at Arsenal. You know, you've got Martinelli, you've got Gabriel, of course you've got Edu as well. So that would help. He's used to the Premier League, obviously, so that might help in him staying there. Massive Brazilian contingent in London as well. And I think he'd fit in perfectly. I really do think it would represent a really good signing for Arsenal. I look at Gabriel Jesus and I think to myself, a player that all of a sudden could be playing week in, week out, that would suit him. Him being the main man, that would suit him. At Manchester City, he isn't any of those things. And we know that Manchester City have bought in Haaland as well. So it looks like he's moving. Will Arsenal be able to secure the deal for Gabriel Jesus? That's going to be one of the interesting things to see when the transfer window opens. Remember, the transfer window opening on June the 10th, runs all the way down till September the 1st. If Arsenal don't get Gabriel Jesus, could they move for Alvaro Morata? That is another player that has been heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. He's been on loan at Juventus for the past 2 seasons. Hasn't really worked out for him there. He's been a bit up and he's a weird player, isn't he, Morata? I mean, you'll see him score a load of goals, then he'll miss a load of goals, score a load of goals. He's just really, really weird player. Has had some massive moves. We all remember when he came over to Chelsea, wasn't successful there at all. Was really, really highly sought after. Has gone to Atletico Madrid. It hasn't worked out for him there. 2-year loan deal at Juventus hasn't worked out for him there. But he's still a Spanish international. He's still, like, you know, one of their main strikers. He still has the ability on his day to produce. Getting a little bit older now. He's 29. Going to be turning 30 towards the end of this year. Could that be a move that Arsenal make? The valuation on him is around about £25 million at the moment. I think he's got about a year left on his contract at Atletico Madrid. Could Arsenal move for Alvaro Morata if they don't get the Jesus deal done? That is one that we are going to have to keep our eyes on. Do not count it out completely. Mikel Arteta is said to be an admirer of Morata. Not too sure if the fans at Arsenal would be up for it. But then, let's be real. We said that with players like Aaron Ramsdale. You know, we were like that and they've come in and done well. So let's wait and see what happens with that Alvaro Morata one. On the Juventus thing, Gabriel Martinelli I saw today being linked with a move to Juventus. Juventus, of course, have let go Dybala. Dybala's come to the end of his contract and he's left Juventus. They're said to be looking at Martinelli as a replacement for Dybala. My message to them, hands off. My message to the owners and to everybody involved here, that would be a riot here if Martinelli left the club. And I don't think that is going to happen. It is one of those rumours just out there. But this is why we need to bring in better players to this club to play alongside those young players, because if we don't, what happens eventually, you start to end up losing those real top talented players. So very important that we keep hold of it. And I want to see Martinelli playing a much bigger role next year. I really do think he could play centrally as well. But yeah, Juventus apparently interested in Martinelli. They're interested in Gabriel as well, the defender. So we've got to make sure we hang on to these guys, let alone buying players. Now, midfield's another problem, as we know, at Arsenal. Arsenal been linked with a lot of midfield players this summer. But one of the ones that they really, the links are really, really strong is Yuri Tielemans of Leicester City. Quality midfield player. I think he would be excellent in this Arsenal side. Although he didn't have a great season last year. I mean, he's very disappointing at Leicester. I remember watching him in a few games and seeing him give the ball away and just not be quite on it like how he's been on in the previous seasons. We all remember him the previous season scoring an absolute banger in the FA Cup final, and he's always been a top quality player, but last season he weren't on it. Now, is that because that's a player kind of coming to the end who's sort of, you know, he's not really on it again? I think a player like that at Arsenal would be brilliant in the midfield. We know that the midfield's lacking. We know that right back in January, Arsenal were looking to bring a midfielder in on loan. They didn't get it done. But Tielemans, they've been interested in a long time. 1 year left on his deal as well. Leicester will sell him this summer. Will Arsenal be able to get their man in Yuri Tielemans? One other player I've got to talk about that we've been strongly linked to, and I would love to see this deal happen. For me, if this deal could happen this summer, it's the type of player that uplifts this Arsenal team. It's the type of player that gets me excited, and that's Serge Gnabry. As we know, previously at Arsenal, you know what I mean, Arsenal was a youngster, was coming through the ranks, was doing really well, had injury problems, went out on loan to West Brom, famously was not rated by Tony Pulis, who was there at the time, came back to Arsenal, started playing well. Arsenal wanted to sign him on a new deal. He decided that he wanted to move on because he wanted to be guaranteed football week in, week out. Left, went to Germany, started playing well, got that big move to Bayern Munich, and he absolutely flourished there. He's been brilliant for Bayern Munich over the years. Even last season, which you wouldn't even class last season as one of his best, he still scored 17 goals in all competitions, 14 goals in the Bundesliga, and was, again, a very effective player. Lots of assists as well for Bayern Munich. Heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. 1 year left on his contract as well. That's why he's vulnerable right now. Bayern Munich want to keep him, but the sounds are that they would be willing to let him go for anything around about 60 to 65 million pounds. Now, that is a lot of money for a player that's only got 1 year left on his contract, but we're talking about, in my opinion, a player that's world class. Has done it at elite level for Bayern Munich now for the past 3-4 seasons. Has done it for Germany as well on a national level. He is a top quality player. We all remember when Bayern Munich played Tottenham, his performance in that game, he was outstanding. He has a big affinity to Arsenal Football Club. He's been, not directly asked about it, but, there's been sort of little questions thrown at him, and he seemed to not, poo-poo it. He doesn't seem like he's against a move to Arsenal. Now, again, this is a guy that a lot of top clubs will want him. There's rumours that Juventus, again, they seem to be in for everybody. They're interested in him. There's rumours of Liverpool being interested in him. Remember, they could lose Mane to Bayern Munich. There's rumours about Salah. He'd be a perfect replacement for either of those. So, won't be easy. This is as well where we get the problem of not having that Champions League football. Would Gnabry be prepared to come and take almost like a bit of a step down and play in the Europa League, maybe hoping that it's only for one season before Arsenal gets back into the Champions League? But certainly for me, it would represent an unbelievable signing. If there's any inkling that this deal can get done, for me, the owners of this football club should be giving the funds to Edu and Arteta and saying, do it, because that is the type of signing that would get me excited. And I think a guy like that would be coming back to Arsenal, would be keen, would be really driven to be a massive success here. And again, he'd be used to the Premier League. He knows the place, he knows the grounds, he played in the Championship as well. So Serge Gnabry, could that happen? That would be good. What would you make of a window where there'd be, say, the signings of Jesus, Gnabry and Tielemans? That would represent 3 brilliant signings. But are they going to get that done? Do you have confidence that they're going to get that done in here? That's what we're going to find out this summer. Listen, keep it locked here every single day for Transfer Daily, 24/7, right up until the end of the transfer window from today, which closes on the 1st of September. I will be updating you on all the transfer rumours, good and the bad. I go over all of them. So if you want to find out about the players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal, keep it locked here. Subscribe to AFTV so you can get those notifications, right? And don't forget to like this video. I'm going to be back tomorrow in the studio discussing the transfer rumours on the day, but those are just some of them. Big summer for Arsenal. Can we get some of these big deals over the line? It was a sensible batch of signings last summer. We didn't sign anybody in January. We freed up loads of money. Lots of money's gone off the wage bill. There's no Aubameyang wages, 350 grand a week, that's gone. The 170 odd thousand pounds a week that, you know, is being paid out at the moment for Lacazette, that's going to be gone. And there's various other players. The Ozil one's long gone. There's money available now, surely on the table, to bring in a couple of big signings that can change the fortunes of Arsenal Football Club so that when we're going to Anfield and the Etihad, we're going there to compete. That's what we need to do. But it's all going to be on what we do. Let's hope it's some good business. Thanks for watching the show today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.